Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Camp Blood Media. My name is Josh, and today I'll be doing a review for the Friday the 13th Deluxe Blu-Ray box set. I just got mine yesterday, so let's check it out. Let's get this thing opened up. Actually, first, I guess, here's the front. The side. Side. And the top. And the prize shot. I'm super excited to finally have this in my hands. I was going back and forth on it when it first was released, and I was like, do I get it? Do I not? It's so expensive. And every time I saw someone make a purchase of it, it made me want to buy it more and more and more until I finally just caved and said, fuck it, I gotta have this. And I'm super not regretting it now. I'm very happy. Let's get into the discs. Alright, first up we have Friday the 13th Part 1. Show you all sides of all the discs in their cases. Look at the inside. And there seems to be alternate box covers inside, so let's take a look at that too. Okay, so here's the regular cover. And here's the sweet alternate one. I actually don't know if I've ever seen that poster before. You'll wish it were only a nightmare. I definitely like that poster. I'm going to stick with the regular one that it came with. But I definitely like that alternate poster. I wonder if they'll all have alternate posters. If they do, I'm definitely excited to see what they look like if they're all as good as that one. It's going to be... There we go. I want to get these placed just brightly back in their sleeve because actually when I opened this up, there was probably 2 or 3 of them that had the sleeves slid out a little bit, and it actually damaged the corner. I don't know if you can see this on camera in the light, but there's actually scuffs all along the front of some of my boxes. Not major by any means, but it's a little disappointing. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Here we've got Friday the 13th Part 2. Pretty great. The body count continues. Let's take a look at the inside. Alright, just one disc in this one. By the way, this set has all 12 movies, including Freddy vs. Jason and the reboot. Also, it has 16 discs, with the extra 4 discs being all special features. Oh, this one has an alternate poster too. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's the regular one. And here's the alternate. I like them both, but the second one's basically just the title, so I'm going to stick with the original cover with Jason holding the knife. Or the axe, sorry, not the knife. The knife is the next one. Get this back in the sleeve just right. Let's go on to Part 3. Alright. Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. This one's definitely a lot of fun. It has a lot of great kills in it. The only big detriment I would say it has is the 3D gimmick in it, I mean, obviously that's what the movie was about when it came out, but it just, I find it kind of brings the movie down when it could be a really, really good entry in the Friday series. Stopping every few minutes to throw a 3D gimmick in your face is kind of annoying. Let's check out the alternate poster for this one. This is the main one. Then we've got our alternate one of Jason busting through a window here. Pretty much can't have a Friday the 13th movie without Jason either busting through a window or throwing somebody through a window. I do like the alternate poster, but I'm going to stick with the original of him stabbing through the shower curtain. Sleeve back in here just right, or get this back inside the sleeve, I should say. And let's move on to Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Probably one of my favorite Friday the 13th movie posters of them all. Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow has a really great cover where it's Jason's mask with an arrow going through it, and it reminded me of this one, and I think that's probably why I like it so much. Let's take a look at the inside here. Disc looks great. Take a look at the alternate box art for this one as well. We've got the original cover here. We've got the alternate one here. Again, the alternate one for this one is just the title, so it's not that exciting, so obviously I'm going to stick with the great original cover for this one. Alright, on to the next one. I've actually got them a little out of order here. It's weird. Alright, next up, Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. I actually really like this one. A lot of people have issues with it because of, well, something that happens towards the end, and I'm sure most of you have seen this movie if you're watching this, but just to save anyone the spoiler, there's a little bit of a bait and switch, I guess, in this movie. But this movie, I find it really has the feeling of a Friday film all the way through. The kills are great, the characters are great. It's really awesome to see Tommy back for the final chapter as well, even though he's a little traumatized in this one at this point after what happened in Part 4. Take a look at the alternate poster for this one. So here's the main one. And here's the alternate one. So basically just the text from the other poster, so not super exciting. So I'm definitely sticking with the regular box art for this one as well. So far, none of them have convinced me to use the alternate, but there are a few good alternate ones. Sleeve. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this was one of the ones that was slid out of its sleeve when I got it. You can kind of see down in the corner there, there's like a bend. And it's a little white and scuffed where the box art was slid out, but not the end of the world. On to the next one. Rearrange. One of the movies was not in its correct spot, oddly enough. And then we've got a big one in the franchise. Part 6, Jason Lives. This one and Final Chapter are definitely my two favorite movies. This one just has so much fun having the undead Jason for the first time. Having Tommy back, like, who I kind of consider like the true Tommy, Tom Matthews, so he's really great in this movie. Get a look at the inside. Some people find this one a little sillier than some of the previous entries, but I find that's all part of the fun of these as they keep going. So this one doesn't have an alternate poster, but it has like an image from the movie. I don't know why they did that. I mean, maybe there just wasn't an alternate poster, but I feel like I've seen another Jason Lives poster before. Not too bad. This one all back in perfectly because I don't want to damage Jason Lives. Also, unfortunately, this is another one that has the plastic in the corner a little scuffed. Like it, I don't know if that's just the way it came off the line. I don't even know if you can see that on the camera. It's right there. It's a little scratched up. But I know they had some issues with the box sets, like certain features being missing from a few of the discs, and some people getting multiple of the same disc, like they open up Friday the 13th Part 3 and then there's another Part 2 in there. But luckily, I did check all my discs and they are fine, so that is not a worry. I don't know about the special features, but for discs being duplicated, I dodged the bullet on that one. So now we have Part 7, The New Blood. I really enjoy this one. A lot of people don't like the psychic girl in it, and they find it a little bit campy, but I really like seeing Jason come head-to-head with somebody who can whoop his ass. I find it really great seeing his reactions whenever she's like choking him with her psychic powers, or bringing a roof down on him or anything like that, because he's like, what the hell is going on? Like, this has never happened to me before. So this is another one that doesn't have an alternate poster. There's the regular poster. And then this is a screenshot from the movie right before he's about to axe the blonde girl in the head. Victoria, I think her name was. I think I remember hearing that this one was originally supposed to have Freddy in it, but they just never got it together that way. I don't know how true that is, but I remember hearing that Freddy was supposed to be in it, and then when they couldn't get him, they decided just to have the psychic girl so that there was still somebody to fight against Jason. They wanted to be like kind of like a Carrie versus Jason kind of idea. Okay, put it away. We move on to one of the more hated entries in the franchise. Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Personally, I like this movie. I mean, I like them all. But a lot of people don't like that the first part of this movie, most of the movie takes place on the boat leaving Crystal Lake on the way to New York, rather than actually being in New York the whole time. But it doesn't really bother me that much. I like that the finale takes place there, and I like all the action on the boat. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. The only thing I would say is that at one point there are like 5 kids waiting in the restaurant of the boat just before it sinks, and then they just disappear and we don't get to see them get killed. I think they probably could have put in a quick scene of Jason just slashing them up or something like that. As you can see, this one also doesn't have an alternate poster, it's just a picture of Jason. But the scenes where they're actually in New York, I think they're really good. I like him chasing them through the city, and I like when he stops with those guys listening to music and when he knocks the beatbox down and they're like, hey man! And then Jason's like, fuck you. And Ken Krisinger from, I probably said his name wrong, but from Freddy vs. Jason is actually also in this movie. He gets thrown into a window inside a diner by Jason, and then he goes on to play Jason in Freddy vs. Jason, which we will get to shortly. Next up, we have Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday, which is not true. The final chapter and Final Friday were not true. Now, I would say this one is probably my least favorite of them all. I do like it, but the fact that Jason's only in the beginning and at the end, and he really doesn't get to do much as himself, definitely drags the movie down. I don't even mind the body hopping, really, but I feel like they could have at least had the audience see Jason as Jason the whole time, and then have the other characters seeing him as the character he hopped into, rather than us having to see like 5 different characters try to be Jason. So here's the, I guess both the covers of this are the same, but the back side is a little bit different. This one's got the girl with the dagger, Jessica I think her name was, and Jason being dragged down, and the alternate one just has the coroner eating the Jason heart from where he gets turned, and Jason himself. I'm going to stick with the regular one on it, but I don't know. I feel like they could have tried a little bit harder with some of these that don't actually have alternate posters, but it's not a big deal. Definitely not a deal breaker. The only other thing that I would say about this one is probably that I really like the ending. I love the little cameo character they have show up at the end, even though it would be a long time before the two would actually meet. And again, I'm sure most of you, like 99% of you, have seen this movie if you're watching this video, but I won't spoil the end cameo for you if you haven't seen it. And then next up is another one of the most hated in the franchise, Jason X, the 10th movie. Personally, I find this movie a lot of fun. I would rather watch this than Jason Goes to Hell. Sorry, Jason Goes to Hell, but it's true. It does get a little silly with him being on the spaceship and Uber Jason and all that, but honestly, I'm fine with it. It's new. It's not the same thing that they do in every single movie. Sun and space movies are a lot worse. I'm looking at you, Leprechaun. So this one doesn't seem to have alternate posters either, just has an alternate back as well. So the back of this one shows the android that fights Jason. And then the back of this one has, I think his name's Andros? I can't remember. The big dude that fights Jason later on in the movie as well. I'm going to stick with the regular one for this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's just the back cover that changes. But and I don't think I've ever seen an alternate poster for Jason X, so maybe that is the only one they had, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying how they, not annoying, but it's kind of interesting, I guess, how they had like some really good alternate covers for the first couple, and then after a while they're just like, yeah, whatever. Alright, the next one in the box set is Freddy vs. Jason. A movie that took like 15 years for them to finally make and get out. I actually really like this movie. When it came out, I think I watched it literally, like not even exaggerating, I think I watched it every day for like a month or two. I would come home from school and I would put on Freddy vs. Jason and watch it. Like I loved it that much, just seeing these guys go up against each other. This one does actually have an alternate poster. Here's the regular one. It's funny, I had this poster in my room when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure it was a lot lighter than this. This one looks super dark, or sort of this one. This one looks super dark. Then we've got the alternate one. I do remember seeing this one at the movie theater, the Versus poster. I'm going to stick with the regular one though, since it has the title on it. Had this one said Freddy vs. Jason right there or something, I probably would have switched it, but I'm going to stick with the regular one. I really wish they had got at least like one sequel to this made. It would have been cool to see Ash versus Freddy versus Jason, or even just another movie of these two going up against each other. I would have been fine with that. I don't think you really needed to get Michael Myers involved, because what's Michael Myers going to do against Freddy and Jason, really? But I love him, but I don't think he really, power-wise, compares to them. Alright, and now we have the Friday the 13th remake from 2009. Another one that I actually really enjoy. If I had to make any sort of complaint about the movie, it would be that it has Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, and he doesn't do a bad job. He does do a good job. Like, I don't dislike that he's in the movie. I just dislike the fact that he's so recognizable. Like, I can't watch this movie without thinking of it as like a big episode of Supernatural because he's in it. It just kind of pulls me out of the movie a little bit. Okay, here's the main cover. This one actually does have an alternate cover, and I really like it. The alternate cover with the hockey mask. Honestly, they're both really close for me. I guess I'll keep the full shot of Jason, but I do really like the alternate poster for this. Again, it's like, why did you go out of your way to put the alternate poster for Friday the 13th, the remake, in? And then it's like, from Jason Lives through Jason X, they were like, fuck it. just an interesting observation, I guess. Alright. The last disc in the set, or last case in the set, I should say, more than one disc. We have all the bonus features. New interview with the composer, new location featurettes, return to Crystal Lake, making Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Chronicles, secrets galore behind the gore, I like that title, 2 documentaries, Crystal Lake Victims Tell All, Tales from the Cutting Room, Friday Artifacts and Collectibles, and Jason Forever. Okay, so this one, the disc art, is from the top of the box set. I really like it. And this one does have an image on the inside, but it's just a... So there's the main cover for it. And the inside is just a screen capture of Alice out in the boat at the end of part 1. So nothing too exciting for this one either. I feel like they could have easily had this be the second box art for this. I don't know why they didn't do that, but it's not really a big deal either way. However, had they done that, made the cover, the box art for this, the cover art for this, the special features, I probably would have switched it. So I don't know, it feels like a missed opportunity kind of. Alright, and last but not least, we have this little booklet. It's basically like a... It's like just a write-up about the series, and it goes through all the different movies. Like, you've got little screen grabs from the movies here, and just different little clips from different movies. I'm not going to read this. If you want to read it, buy the set and read it for yourself. But there's just, it's basically just a nice retrospective on the whole series and all the different things going on behind it. I'm definitely going to give this a read when I start work on my new series, coming soon. But for now, I'm just going to show you a few of the interesting pages inside of this. Jason goes to handle action there. Final page, a little head crush. Well, alright guys, that is the Friday the 13th Deluxe Blu-ray box set. I fucking love it. This is definitely probably one of my favorite purchases of the year. I I buy a lot of stuff off of like Mandarake and a little bit off Amazon, but I think this is easily my favorite purchase of the year. I love that there's only 13,000 of them, so those of us that manage to get them and that have them are going to be kind of connected in that way. We'll all always have this box set. I'm pretty sure that they still have some of them for sale on Amazon, so if you want to get one for yourself, head on over there and check it out. It's about $140 Canadian and I think 110 American, something like that. And it depends on if you have Prime or not, so you might have to pay for shipping, you might not. But I only paid about, I think it was like 20 bucks in tax with free shipping, so it only came to 160, and this was worth it, let me tell you that. Alright guys, if you liked me going over the box set here, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below if you have this box set. I want to know what you think of it. Alright guys, until the next one, have a good one.